Coach, winter is just around the corner as you get a look at New Era Field just south of Buffalo, New York. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Dallas Cowboys and the Buffalo Bills. It's the final 3 weeks of the season, still plenty to play for here as we're underway in Week 15. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. Now the first carry for Ezekiel Elliott. 5 yards on the game's first play, second down. Last week, of course, the great performance, over 200 yards. He still wants to be fed.
And they should. That's exactly what you should do. I have not yet met a running back that's run for over 200 yards that says the very next week, hey, let's back things up.
Yeah, I don't need it as much.
No, they want it more and more. They're going to be ready to go because they think that's going to happen naturally now.
On second down, it's Elliott. They'll only get a couple up to about the 30.
I think that's the type of run we'll continue to see throughout this game. The snow coming down, I don't expect a lot of big plays to be broken.
Third play of this opening drive as they're looking at a 3rd and 3. Operating from the gun, Henderson. And that'll be incomplete. Well, they took their shot all right, but it comes up empty, and it's 4th down. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. This is brought in at the 21. A punt of 46, a return of 5. And the Bills will take over the football with a 1st and 10. Allen and the Bills now with a 1st and 10 at their own 26. Now the first carry here for Todd Gurley. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4 at the 32-yard line.
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. Here's Gurley now out of the gun. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. 12 yards that time, and a Bills 1st down.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it'll be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
Xavier Woods, the free safety, up to make the tackle. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. And now they'll throw with Allen. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
Even the greats in this game, and he certainly qualifies as one of them, they're going to have trouble if they continue to throw into double coverage.
And he better be careful. Throwing into too much double coverage might have a couple of them picked off. They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. Allen. Complete to Jones. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up 4th down.
Well, we hear so often how tackling has become almost a lost art in the NFL game, but it's so important to tackle well on these receivers, especially in a play like this one. 3rd down, they gave him the underneath stuff. You got to go and make the tackle right away.
Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away.
The Cowboys take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And the last drive, the first drive for them, not very good. 3 out. What do they go to here?
Well, you don't look down at your play sheet and say, this is what the problem is. Let's find out who my playmakers are. Get the ball in their hands, and maybe the offense will move a little bit better.
Sometimes it's more important to get it to the right people rather than dialing up the right number.
Exactly.
Or the right play, yeah.
That too.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. Back to the ground, this time with Bell. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11.
At the 46-yard line.
Let's go now. 15 running. 15 running. He's trying to win. He's trying to run. 36. Let's go.
From the gun, Henderson eluding the pressure right. Looking sideline, incomplete. Michael Gallup, that's who he was looking for, and it'll bring up 3rd down.
Had the right idea there, trying to throw it to the sideline, but he led him just a little bit too much, trying to get it out to his receiver. Ends up falling to the ground, incomplete.
Mike 22, Mike 22. Come, baby. Woo! Mike 22, he's coming. 22's coming. Mike. Hey, keep it up.
On 3rd down, Henderson. Hard throw, incomplete.
I think the punter might start to get into a pretty good rhythm here if he keeps getting opportunities. But that's the last thing his team wants to have happen, right? The last thing you want to see is your punter feeling pretty good because he's out there all the time.
Yeah, first quarter only, but they're 0 for 2 on 3rd down conversions to start this thing. And he didn't quite have the backspin on that one. It hits at the 4 and continues into the end zone. It's a touchback. Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. They punted last time they had it. What steps, Charles, do you think they have to take to make sure they don't do that again?
Well, let's just go to the football 101, the trade expression 101. Win 1st down. Make 5, 6, 7 yards on 1st down and make it a 2nd and 3, 2nd and manageable. Keep accumulating 1st downs that way. Keep moving the football. You don't want to get behind the sticks because then the defense has the advantage.
They go play action here on 1st down. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
They'll put a check mark in the box where the defense coordinator was saying, how well can we stay with these receivers if we're in man coverage? Because he just did it on that one, forced the incompletion. That allowed him to get bolder with his pass rush, won't it?
Absolutely. Frees up your guys elsewhere.
Mike 5-4. Mike 5-4. Hey, defense.
Back to the air on 2nd down. It's Allen. He finds Hopkins complete. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down. That grab another career milestone for him. 900 career catches now.
All right, the applause is beginning, right? The applause is going on. That puts him just outside the top 20 all-time in the NFL. Next in his sights at 903, Wes Welker.
Rarefied air. Here's Allen to throw it. It's caught. Jones. And he will have the 1st down, but he winds up taking a pretty good shot that time. It'll be a pickup of 4, good enough to earn him yet another 1st down. So after 2 1st downs, they get another here. 1st and 10 at the 45. Here's Weber. And they went the wrong way there. Losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
At the 43-yard line.
Check. What is that? 54. I can't believe they let you play.
Back to the ground, this time with Gurley. And give him about 5 as he gets this up to the 48-yard line. Getting the sense, Charles, they're going to put a big emphasis this afternoon on the run game.
And why not? What we're seeing so far is working pretty well from them. And here's the best part. We always talk about the best performers do their job when the lights come on. I think he likes natural light best.
And the Cowboys here on 3rd down, bringing in an extra defensive back. Working out of the shotgun. Here's Allen. And he's got the completion to Hopkins. It's a pickup of 17 on that one, and a Bills 1st down. So from Cowboy territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line. They run out of the shotgun with Gurley. And they're able to get this one past the 30 to the 25-yard line. 10 yards, good enough for a Buffalo first down. We're scoreless after one. Second quarter now in Buffalo. It's the Bills in control of the football as they've got it with a 1st and 10.
Come on.
Gurley again here on first down. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
On second down now. It's Weber, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
Count me as a little bit surprised by what we just saw there, because this has been a pretty long drive, and normally you think that wears down a defense. In this case, looked like the offensive line let them down a little bit.
Yeah, allowed the penetration and the ability to stuff them for a loss. The Bills on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 9.
5 wide. 56. 56.
They run. It's Gurley. And an alley to run. And he takes it down to the 10-yard line. That one good for 14 yards. And a nice little broken tackle run there by Todd Gurley, the 10th pick in the 2015 draft.
And that's what you get with him, that full package of speed, power, able to catch the ball in the backfield. Many people doubted him coming out because of the knee injury in college. They're seeing the full Todd Gurley now, and it hurts.
And running room hard to come by here. He gets it down to the 8. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8. Now on second down, this is Gurley. And he is into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. Todd Gurley, his 11th touchdown of the year, as his guys are first onto the scoreboard here this afternoon. Extra point through to Snowflakes, up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This one fielded at the 5. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. It hasn't gone particularly well for them. That's obvious. In these conditions, no points so far. They've got to get that offense on track. The question, how do they do it?
It is the age-old question, isn't it? And to me, finding a way to make sure your playmakers touch the ball without it being too exotic. Meaning you don't have to go deep down the field. Maybe you hit them on those short passes on the perimeter. Make sure you just turn around and hand it to your best runner and get out of the way. Don't cause any extra stress on your offense.
The last run got 6. Now 2nd and 4.
Watch the curl.
2nd and 4. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
An extra defensive back here for the Bills on 3rd down. Operating from the gun, Henderson. This will be caught by Brown. They do get 12, but they'll be marked short. And that leads to a 4th down.
So much about offense is what you call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job there of limiting that and keeping him from a 1st down.
Yeah, stopped him in his tracks. And how about this one now? In their own territory, a gutsy call. They're going to go for this on 4th and a yard.
Watch the shift. Watch the shift. Hey, watch the shift. Check 26. Check 26.
They'll run it with Elliott. And they are going to stop him on 4th and 1 as they'll wind up going backwards. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out. And the Bills are going to take over in excellent field position. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Gurley with a carry on 1st down. He'll only get a couple. 2nd and 8 forthcoming. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, this big defensive lineman will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete. The turnover put them in great field position. They don't want to squander it with 3rd down coming up.
No, not at all. And you know what else you do? You make your defense mad.
Yeah.
They got you the football, gave you a great opportunity. You got to cash in and get some points.
Well, good field position to start the drive, but under the gun now here on 3rd and 8.
Watch the 6-6.
Here's Gurley. And he gets the 1st down here as he's taken down at the 24.
Here we go.
That gain of 9 buys them a new set of downs.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
Now it's Gurley. They'll get him to the ground at the 20 following a pickup of 4.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
Well, they don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. And he's only going to get a yard from the 20 to the 19. 2 minutes on the clock, 2nd quarter, 7-0 ball game.
They don't want it, fellas. They don't want it. Keep playing hard, fellas, all day. Woo! Let's get it.
And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores from earlier today.
The coach.
Sorry, we get slap happy up here sometimes.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat? And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. The kick by Maher is good. And the lead moves to 10-zip. So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays, and when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And this not an easy situation. You're down early in the elements. You're on the blitz coming, and down he goes. And they weren't in zone coverage. They were in man, and each man did his job.
And that looked like vintage, old-school coverage, didn't it? Man coverage reminded me of an old Raiders team. They had a Hall of Famer at one corner and a Defensive Player of the Year at the other, and they just locked people down.
Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16.
Check 24. Check
2nd and long. Got an open man. It's Michael Gallup. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. That'll be a pickup of 10 as they try to recover from this 10-point deficit.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
A final shot before break. Henderson flushed out right. And unable to connect. Incomplete. Well, give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. So we reach halftime here in a 10-point game. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, not much has changed since we left you at halftime. The snow still continuing to fall as we are back underway. This one fielded at the 5. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. They built a good first-half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. To throw, it's Allen. It's complete to Hopkins. He's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-arm guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. A run for Weber. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, first down. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
Here's a pass swung out left to his running back. And all the way home for a Bills touchdown. Tom Gurley, his 2nd touchdown of the game, giving him 12 on the season. And the Bills will add on to their lead. Always important to get the first score of the second half. Now you start to pull away a little bit and get some breathing room going.
And now we find out about the fortitude of the group that's behind, because they were counting on getting into the game a little bit more, right? Maybe they get the first score. That doesn't happen. It looks almost insurmountable, but it's not. Let's see how hard they play the rest of the game.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And their halftime hole now even deeper, and they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
A big run that time by Elliott. 74 yards. They come out here in the eye. Well, that didn't take long. One play, and we're already looking at a 1st and goal situation. They'll try and run it in with Bell. And he is not going to get through here on try number 1. They stop him at the goal line. Call it no gain, and it's going to be 2nd and goal. They'll try again with Bell. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. The tally there, -2 yards, brings up 3rd down. This Buffalo defense has stood their ground. This is 3rd and goal.
Let's go, let's go. Hey, we got Mike, number 53. Mike, 53. Watch the run, watch the run. It's south, baby. That's baby south. 53 is the Mike. 53 is the Mike.
Looking to throw. Henderson. And this effort won't be enough as they rally up to stop him a couple of yards short. Only able to get back a yard for his efforts, and that leads us to 4th down. And forthcoming, a field goal try for the Cowboys. This is less than an extra point, just a 19-yard attempt. And his kick is good. And they're on the board at least here. It's now 17-3. So it's an old-school extra point that counts 3 times. It's certainly a disappointment they weren't able to get it in the end zone.
Yeah, I can just imagine post-game, head coach looking at the box score, 19-yard field goal, grimacing a little bit, but having to realize that at that moment, getting 3 points was vital. Go ahead and get the points, put them on the board.
And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Now a nice play defensively on first down as this is knocked away and incomplete. Now they will try again on second down. And a catch made by Hopkins. 16 yards there, and the Bills have a first down.
It's a gain of 66.
Let's make these babies cry.
On first down, it's Weber. He's got a first down and then some inside the 40. That good for 22 and a first down.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Hasn't had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. 10 yards, good enough for a Buffalo first down. Allen now, 5 straight completions here in this second half. First and 10. Gurley. They're going to snuff this play out behind the line. We have not seen that much today. That sends them 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to second down. A rare misstep on that last play because the drive has been strong, but now it's second and 12. Now a give right side. Weber. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a third down. Lots of praise on this drive, obviously. I know you're seeing what I'm seeing. Those guys up front, they're getting it done.
Doesn't matter what play is called. They are handling their business at the line of scrimmage and dominating right now on this drive.
And on third down, the Cowboys bring in an extra defensive back. They'll run. It's Hilliard. And he will have the first down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. They only got 2, but that was enough as they'll convert to make it first and goal.
Push him back. Push him back.
They'll try and run for it on first and goal. He pushes forward for maybe 3 down to the 6-yard line.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
On second down, Hilliard. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. Call it a gain of a yard as they get a little bit closer here. It's third and goal. Here's Bonnet, and he's going to be taken down here still a couple yards short of the first. Just a gain of 2 there, and it's going to bring up a fourth down.
Well, there was a trust factor in that call, turning and handing it to the big man in the backfield, trying to pick up the first down. But how about the defense? They were ready for him, and they were able to stop him.
So with a fourth and goal looming, we hit the end of 3 quarters of play. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Marr able to put this one through, and that'll push the lead up to 17. So with that, you figure this game's pretty much out of reach at this point.
Yeah, it's going to take a heck of a comeback to come from 3 scores down, but don't change that channel. Don't go away. Miracles can happen, and you want to be here in case it does.
You're a company man.
Aren't I, though?
Let's go. Let's go.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And tough to win games if you're going field goal, field goal, field goal here. They got field goal last time. Now they'll be looking for a touchdown.
They're looking for the big chunk now because, as you noted, the field goal way of doing it makes it that much harder and puts more pressure on it.
And is this intercepted? It is. It's intercepted. Tre'Davious White with a pick. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Okay, it's real simple to say from here, but we know that sometimes as a quarterback, you've got to know when to say when and just throw it away. Flushed out to the right, tries to make something out of nothing here, and he winds up floating one downfield that gets intercepted.
So after the INT, it's Allen. And he's going to go down. Back at his own 5-yard line, it's a sack. DeMarcus Lawrence racking up sack number 12 for him on the year. Now Gurley. And they're able to bring him down at the 20. They get 14 back, but it leads now to a third down.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Allen from the gun on third down. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the fourth quarter. This first punt, 48 yards. This one looks equally as good. That'll be a 47-yard punt, officially 5 on the return. And the Cowboys are going to take over in great position here with a 1st and 10. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Got him in. It's Brown. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. 23 yards, the final tally.
Looked like the defense put pretty good pressure on him, but he's able to flush out to his right to try and evade people. On the run, had to get on his horse. Still accurately throws a nice pass for a 1st down.
On the ready. 53. Check 53. Ain't no such thing as a loss. We taking wins home. I got motion.
On 1st and 10, Henderson. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. That's now a pair of explosive plays in succession, both north of 20 yards. 1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. They'll try to run it in with Elliott. Nothing doing there. They're going to wind up holding him at the 2. No gain there, and it's going to set up 2nd and goal. 2nd and goal, and they will try again from the 2-yard line. They'll try again with Elliott, and he'll get in. Touchdown, Cowboys. Ezekiel Elliott, his 17th touchdown now on the season. And the Cowboys get a bit closer. The extra point up and good, and that will get them one closer. So the lead back down to 10 as things get a little more interesting, and the kick is away. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. And deep in his own territory, he coughs up the football. It's picked up by the Cowboys. And this is going to be brought back for a fumble return touchdown by the Cowboys. And all of a sudden, we've got a ball game. They get the touchdown, then on the kickoff, they get another touchdown, picking up the fumble, taking it to the house in just a matter of moments. 2 quick scores, Charles.
Every time we start to neglect special teams and big plays that occur off of them, something like this happens that reminds us we've got ourselves a game now.
After the roughing penalty on the PAT, they'll kick off from 15 yards further upfield. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. We saw a number of good games earlier today. This one might top all of those. It's been a dandy as we come up on 1st and 10. They'll try and start the drive with Gurley. And they work this well upfield across the 45. That good for 22 and a first down.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
They'll run on first down. Weber. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's second down.
Yeah, and that was a safety that came through and made the play. But there's no doubt in my mind, he hits like a linebacker, and we see a lot of that in today's NFL, don't we?
And that time we do indeed. A big hit for a loss. Allen's throw caught by Jones. No gain that time on the completion, and it'll be third down. The defense loves to hang their hat on that, don't they? You get a guy that catches the ball, but you stop him for no gain.
Without a doubt, because they're also used to trying to catch people after the catch, and they miss. And that turns into what? A huge play. We've seen it so many times. In this case, though, catch was made, put down right on the spot.
And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. And he's going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at the Cowboys' 25-yard line.
First and 10 at the
3 points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the fourth. So it's Bills football here as we get you reset. They've got a first and 10 as they look to try and finish this one off. On first down, it's Weber. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. A great effort there with touchdown number 12 on the year. And the Bills will add on to their lead. Important extra point up and through, and his guys will take a 10-point lead. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This one fielded at the 5. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line.
at their own 25-yard line.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. That one goes for 30 yards. From the gun, Henderson. Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete. He shook his head right when he released that throw. He knew it was going to be a little off target.
Yeah, the excitement got him on that one. Wasn't able to control the fact the receiver was open, and it would have been an easy throw.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
Watch the safety creep.
Throwing again, Henderson. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down. In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Now nowhere to escape, and he goes down. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. Now the Bills are going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. On 4th down, Henderson. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and it would appear the Bills are going to win the football game. Back to the workhorse today. It's Gurley. And some good tackling there as he stopped up at about the 41. Give him 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. They'll stick to the ground game with Gurley. 12 yards that time and a Bills 1st down.
and 10 at the 30-yard line.
So on the heels of the run by Todd Gurley, another 1st and 10. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5. And they just took a timeout with 2 seconds to go. This one obviously decided. Not sure they needed to take it, but we'll take it with them. Oh, now look at this. They're lining up to add 3 more, little insult to injury here late in the game. From the left hash, it's a 42-yard attempt. And the kick is good. So you wonder how this one might be remembered the next time these two teams meet. But until then, this game's over. Well, a little drama there at the end, but really this thing was already decided. The late points get scored, and then it ends on the kickoff.
And I'm right there with you, partner. At the end of the game, they knew what they had to do. Just make sure you don't cough up the football at the end. Just take care of it, and victory was theirs, and that's exactly what they did.
So for Buffalo, they remain in the hunt for a first-round bye as they move to 11-3 on the year. And they will hit the road next week to take on the New York Jets. Meanwhile, for Dallas, they'll drop to 9-5 on the year. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This is the NFL on EA Sports.